So I feel like Green Lantern has the worst bad guy in the absolute universe. And the reason why he's the worst is because he is relatable. Like, you probably know somebody that's like this person. And that's scary. Support the comic industry by visiting LCS. My name is Dorian. This is SCN Comics. We continue our coverage of Absolute Green Lantern. Number 5. So now the Black Green says, Todd Rice. Judgment is not in progress, and Abin's sword cannot be appointed. You are unknown within the spectrum of light. Be with fear. Be with fear. Be with fear. Be with, and all of a sudden somebody says, under here, under the rubble, over here. So then some medical personnel are pretty much pulling out the rubble, and they're like, cracked femur, 3 smashed ribs, there could be some internal bleeding, like we gotta get him to the medical center. So he's saying, the alien, Abin Sor. So they're like, damn, he's hilarious. So one of the medical people is like, listen, you were caught in, we don't really know, but it was some kind of attack. You're injured. Try not to talk. And all of a sudden, someone walks over and is like, you're fired. Lose the suit and walk home. So then they walk over and go, hello, sport. I'm Hector Hammond. I'm the man who decides whether you get medical treatment or not. So please, do try to talk. And Todd's like, the sky fell in. But what really happened is Abin Sor's spaceship just came crashing down. It destroyed my diner and trapped me in it. I pulled myself out a little bit and I called for Hal, but he just kept walking. And all he said was, where is she? And then I see he was talking to Abin Sor. He still looks like Majin Buu to me. Anyway, so Hal goes, where is Jo Mullein? Where'd you take her? What happened to her? So Majin Buu ain't really saying nothing to him. He's just like, where is she? He just starts yelling. He's like, tell me. And then he goes, she has the power without understanding. She's an anomaly. And Hal's like, what does that mean? And then Abin Sor, or Majin Buu, goes, anomalies can't exist in the spectrum of light. She will be sought, hunted. Be with fear, Hal Jordan. Be with, and all of a sudden Hal just starts blasting them. Them yellow bullets go right through his defenses, and he unloads the whole clip on them. So the Hal goes, that was for John. For all of them. My home, you evil bastard. So he's like, you killed my, and then Majin Buu reaches with one hand, grabs that gun, and goes, judgment. Judgment, Hal Jordan. The black hand. The black hand. And all of a sudden, he goes, get off. He reaches it, and the gun just disappears, and it turns into a black hand. And he goes, what did you do? Majin Buu is like, judgment. Judgment is no longer in progress, and Abin Sor cannot now be appointed. How far out is this world that's coming? Be with fear, Hal Jordan. Fear the black hand, and fear the black star. So we cut back to Todd Rice, and he goes, and then I passed out. So the Hector Hammond standing over him and goes, okay, good talk. He can now receive medical treatment. Like, that dude right there, that's evil. And the crazy part about it is, like I said, you probably know somebody who is just like that. That petty, that horrible of a person. Hector Hammond. So his assistant walks up to him and he's like, keep this guy alive. Like, we'll find some use for him later on. But right now, our main priority is we need to find out more about this Hal guy and this anomaly, Jo Mullein. So then we cut to Jo, and she's in full power mode, which needs to be, because it looks like Hal is in full Black Star mode. And whatever this power is talking through Hal as they hit Jo with a blast. But I guess he still has a little bit of consciousness left because he's trying to explain that the reason why he killed Majin Buu is because he thought that Majin Buu killed her. So that's why he pulled the trigger. So he's like, so what happened? Like, where'd you go, Jo? And she just gets down and she goes, this. And she takes off like she's a flash and then bursts right through his construct. So she's like, the sky fell and I got thrown way into the desert. Didn't know what direction I was supposed to go in or anything. But then something inside of me told me where to go. And it was towards you. So all of a sudden now, the Black Hand seems to take right over, and it's like, because of you. So then Hal, or the Black Hand, or we might as well just say both, it's like, you brought the Green Lantern down. You destroyed Evergreen. You stole the power of Abin's sword. You're an anomaly. So she goes, Hal, who's talking? So Hal's like, it was you and the ring. The ring. Take off the ring, Joe. Take off the ring. He just starts yelling it. And she goes, what? And she has a flashback to when she was getting a divorce or leaving, and somebody was telling her to take off the damn ring. And she's leaving her job, she's leaving her friends, she's leaving her family, she's leaving them. She doesn't know the meaning of what commitment is. And she didn't pay for that ring, so she needs to take it off. So we cut to Jo in real time with all the power of the Green Lantern around her. She goes, make me. And she hits Hal with a big, huge blast. I mean, huge blast of energy. And Hal's just screaming. All of a sudden, this big old hand comes out of nowhere with an eye in the middle of the palm and goes after Jo. So then we cut to Hector Hammond, and he's showing his pettiness. He's like, I'm angry. I will admit it. Like, I paid all this money, and it seems like we're not going to be able to get into this Green Lantern ship. So the Hector Hammond turns to his assistant and is like, give me some good news, please. And she goes, sorry, sir. None of the instruments can get any readings on the hull, and it looks like we are trying everything on it and it's not making a scratch. And he's like, you really need to figure out what good news is. Like, that was nothing but bad news. So one of the guys at the Hatman suit comes running up and is like, Mr. Hammond, we got some activity to the southwest. So Hector's like, oh, it's a Lazarus. Like, I swear to God. He goes, no, sir. It's the green light. See for yourself. He looks through the binoculars and he sees the green light. He also sees that big black hand that's also chasing after it. So he's like, so you want me to have some fighters intercept? And he goes, no, pull back. Pull everybody back. He goes, sir, I don't understand. He goes, it's simple, dummy. We got a puzzle box that we don't have the key for. The key is on its way to us. So Joe's trying to get away, but Hal, or the Black Hand, all of a sudden grabs her leg. One dude in a hazmat suit is like, looks like the green one's in trouble, sir. And Hector goes, whatever. What do the scans say, sweetie? And she's like, the readings are off the chart, sir. You never scanned anything like this before. And she goes, well, I guess. And he goes, don't worry. You already said a mouthful. God in heaven. All of a sudden the ship starts to rise up and he goes, see? I told you. Joe's the key. And the key is coming to us. So the closer she gets to the ship, all of a sudden, the more power she starts to have. She grabs a black tentacle that was around her leg, and all of a sudden she starts surging green energy into the hand. She grabs it, and then all of a sudden she makes like these bird wings, like hard, like construct bird wings, and she starts dragging the hand with her. And she starts headed to the ship. And Hector Hammond's like, keep scanning. If you miss this, I'll kill you myself. Like I said. So I guess inside the ship, all you hear is Jo Mullein and Hal Jordan. And we see is John Stewart, and he looks like he's a white lantern, but we're not trying to jump to conclusions yet. And he goes, be without fear.